Hello and welcome everyone to another video. So I know it's been a little while. That's because there hasn't been a lot of cool products coming out, but right now we have Innistrad Midnight Hunt pre-release kit to open right. So let's get to our set boosters and see how we did on those. So these are, I guess, our prize packs. Yeah, again, if you watch my other videos, you know I'm not a big fan of set boosters, but hey, when they're prize packed, I'm cool with that. So let's see how we do. So we get our token there, and we get a nice foil forest. So those actually do have a really, the foiling on it's pretty cool. I like it. Not sure how I feel about these overall, but at least this one pops a little bit, so it's easier to tell. Okay, so we get our comments, and these definitely feel really glossy, which is nice, because the issue I had with some of the previous sets, not so much like the last set or two, but before that, was that they're really hard to kind of get the cards apart when you're going through the pack. So at least this time, they slide really easily, and we get an alternate art being Blade Scoundrel. So these are really cool the first time you see them. I mean, these like alternate frames, but you know, obviously once you've seen them like 20 times, you get old. But I do like that though. Pretty cool. Werewolf. And we get another one. So this is Dawnheart Rejuvenator. So it's got kind of like that Ikoria comic book feel to it, which is nice. And let's see what our rare ends up being, or did I pass it? No, we get Curse of Silence. I did see this one. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. It's kind of like that. I like that they have the ability to draw a card off it. That's not too bad. But yeah, it's just a lot of that like silence kind of stuff where you're trying to stop them from playing a card. I don't know. I think like Meddling Mage is probably a better option if you're looking for that sort of effect, right? At least obviously in older formats. Though it does seem like they're trying to make it better by having you at least recoup a card. And there's our art card. Okay, so it's got purple on it at least. Okay, so it's not quite as like just like, you know, sketch art kind of style. So at least there is some more color on it to make it a little more distinguishable from a regular land, or at least you know, if there's swamps, everything looks like a swamp. There's our werewolf card. Yeah, these definitely have like the comic book art feel from Ikoria. Kind of mixed with like a frame too, right? Like not just that, kind of combining both things. And then we get Jadar, Ghoul Color of Nephilia. That was the land, I believe, right, from the original Innistrad. And Ludwig Necrogenius. So I remember his test subject was, I think, the original Innistrad. So it looks like this is the crazy old frame foil. So it'd be pretty nice for a commander deck. And you can see there's old Ludwig, or Olag Ludwig's Hubris. Ugh, see, that 5 times fast. That's a cool card to get foil, because at least it's commander playable. All right, so enough with those. Let's get to the main pre-release kit. So they changed these a lot over the years. I remember for a while there, the kits were all like choose from whatever. Either it's a color, a guild, you know. I could tell it got kind of old when you were picking colors on a pre-release, like core set. I was like, yeah, and the problem is, of course, there's always like one or two really good ones that everyone wants, and if you don't get that, your deck's already not as good, but then everyone ends up playing the same color because it has the quote-unquote good card in it, so, you know. And obviously you can play whatever you want at pre-release, but, I mean, let's be honest here. There's our spin down. It's got kind of a more traditional, that red with the blue specks. Like an Is It look. But yeah, let's be honest here. You know, as much as people like to say they play whatever they want, which is true, you can. I mean, it's really no fun. You're not a pre-release if you're just, you know, if you're not winning, right? You know, there has to be a lot of flavor win for you to want to play a deck or cards that aren't playable. Just, you know, and just get destroyed every round. So shout out to people that are able to do that. But I have a tolerance. I can do that for a little bit. But not forever. So this is our seeded pack, I bet. I mean, ultimately, I think that style really works well for like the guilds, right? Obviously, if you want to play guild, Unfortunately, though, it doesn't always mean you get to play that guild, because I've had before where like you end up playing another guild because it just doesn't have the color support in your packs. But I mean, the seeded packs obviously do help. And there's our filling cards. I really do like that these are no longer checklists though, because I think it was Magic Origins, which was supposed to be like the last core set, had only had like the 5 flip walkers. So like to find those is getting like more difficult, and again, like when you just, even when they were like legal, right? It's tougher to find them, and then you use them, and then you need one for a random deck you want to build with a planeswalker. So I like that you can just write in, it even use ones from a different set. Like it doesn't matter, right? As long as it has, you can write in the name there. So our rare, I should say, was Bloodline Culling. That was our other rare. So kind of expensive. Because it's -5 to a creature or -2 to tokens. So I get the like -2 to token things. That's kind of cool, but yeah, it does seem kind of weird to be a rare. I feel like maybe it should be like an uncommon. Dissipate reprint. Very nice. Winterthorn Blessing. And then there's Outland Liberator. Actually, this one I did see in a modern list, so that's cool to get the alternate frame one to use. And one thing I did notice with this round of werewolves is that a lot of them, that they have like a special ability. If it gets better, or in this case, I believe it's the same, right? This one sack destroy artifact champion. So you don't lose anything by flipping. Basically, it's not a negative to flip. Is like what they kind of were going for. It only improves the card. And they get Mask of Gristlebrand. That is, I like it. The art and everything is pretty cool. The card looks pretty sick for limited. And then there's Mountain. So whoops, slipped right out. See, I told you these were slippery. Yeah, that looks really cool though. It is like pretty color intensive in terms of the frame. So, if you don't see that as red, even if it's down below, like, if you had a couple cards on it, it should still be pretty visible that it's a red mountain. So I like that. All right. So the big thing in this set, right, is like the Daybound, Nightbound. You got like the token card they gave you and everything with it, which is cool that they gave you that to you just in the seeded pack. I guess it's not really a seeded pack when it has just a rare, so I guess in the pre-release pack, rare pack. Yeah, I like that they did it. I don't like that they can't do the original werewolves from Innistrad like that, and I don't like that you have to track it even if nothing on the battlefield cares about it. That's one thing about original werewolves and stuff, is that, okay, once they're gone, you don't have to worry about, playing spells and flipping, but, even if there's like, that's the one thing I was looking at the modern deck with that one werewolf, right? It's like, so if you play that and then it dies, you still have to technically track Day and Nightbound, right? That's my understanding. Once it's been activated, it's something you have to track for the rest of the game, even if it never comes up. Which is kind of, which, I mean, obviously makes sense for something like this, where there's going to be a lot of werewolves on both sides, and even in Standard, where you could draw another werewolf. I do like that the werewolves come into play on the Nightbound, which I think is one of the big changes from the original Innistrad werewolves, is that now they can come into play as werewolves rather than always having to start on the Daybound side and flipping. But, ooh, look at that one. Catilda Dawnheart Prime. So protection from werewolves, humans you control. That seems pretty cool for like, especially for like a commander deck with, for them. And we get Bird Admirer. It's a weird, I guess it's gonna be eating birds or something. Wing Shredder, yep. That flavor is there. Oh, I like the pumpkin. That's awesome. That's really cool. I don't know, like the art for like the whole festival is kind of meh, but like I like that. I do like that design. But yeah, I don't know if I really love the whole Daybound thing having to be tracked. Like that's the one thing that was nice, again, like I said, about original werewolves is like, okay, you died, whatever, you don't have to worry about it, right? Like you play like Huntmaster of the Fells in your pod deck, and then once it's gone, that's, you don't have to worry about it. But now it's like if you did that, you'd still have to worry about whether it's Daybound or Nightbound, like the rest of the game. Unless I guess both players quote unquote forget. I don't know, that sounds kind of shady. Pretty cool. So this is the Spark Elemental, right? Kinda. And there's Fangblade Brigand. Ooh, there's Champion of the Perished. So obviously take on Champion of the Perished. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be enough to like make zombies playable in any format, but it's certainly a very strong card. As you've seen Champion of the Perished be. And again, we get a foil swamp in our forest. That's pretty nice. Though I don't know if I like it better, like if it was just non-foil. The art, I mean, like just have like, I don't know, everything else kind of be foil. I don't know. It's weird to see something that's supposed to be kind of like muted, kind of be foil, like stand out. I don't know, that's just me. I'm not an art critic, but it just looks good. First glance, it was kind of odd seeing it part foil. Return to nature. So this seems like it's what kind of becoming like the staple naturalized, which I don't mind. You know, I think it's cool that there's like exile effects on cards, so it's not quite as, you don't have to play like dedicated, like just like nuke the graveyard kind of like Leyline of the Void, Rest in Peace type cards. I like it better when it's like stuff like that. That's utility based. Also, if more people play that kind of stuff, then, you know, maybe graveyards don't hit as hard, even if you don't see it coming. Oh, that's interesting to see a dragon at uncommon. Very nice. It is always weird to see dragons in Innistrad, but you know, the whole people like dragons because they're popular. Okay, here's another Catilda. This is a regular art Catilda. And there's a swamp. That's really cool. Swamp art. As far as the arts go, it's got the town in it. And our beast token. That's really creepy. Creepy beast. It's 4. Shame it's not a 3/3, so you can play it with our good friend Strike Dust. But I'm sure there's probably some cool cards that are able to make use of that. This is definitely a reprint, I think, from the original Innistrad or Shadows. I can't remember. It's funny because I never used to, like, whenever they reprinted a card in a course main set there, like a non edition set, like an M set or something, they would always give it new art. But now the last few years they've been just reusing the art, just straight up reusing it. I don't think it's become up on rares though, so maybe that's why it's not as noticeable. So I think this is one of the lords for vampires, right? Like it's a 2-color lord. It's kind of, doesn't really look. I mean, I do like that it's not just quite, you know, straight up just +1/+1. So they kind of made you work for it a little bit. Broodweaver, spider. That's cool. I like. And we get Tovolar, Dire Overlord. So this is interesting because I think this one's quite playable, right? Like even in standard. I've been seeing decks play this card. So pretty cool. The Midnight Scourge. So it looks like it has like that overrun, Wolf's Run effect, which is a nice callback to the original Innistrad. Now let me add spider token. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. There you go. You can see there's like almost like another. The border part, the red part, has like almost like a different layer on it. It's kind of like a shine to it. Very nice. Yeah, that seems like a really cool one to open in the alternate frame. And I don't know if it's just the packs I've gotten, but like I've opened up quite a few rares like with the alternate frames. Like 2 is pretty good. But it also makes me wonder, like maybe they should just be in, you know, well, the debate I've had before, right? Stuff Bear. Is that like, should they just have one version? Should they just make the fancy version? Not bother with the regular version, but I guess that's probably make people that don't like all the different art, you know, like traditional frames happy. Heirloom Mirror. All right, and we get Burn Down the House. So it deals 5 damage to each creature in a Planeswalker, or choose to make 3 devils. Nice. They gain haste too. That's pretty cool. Seems like a strong limited card. And we get a Plains. Okay. We get it. Ooh, look at that's coming out of the jar. So that's our rares. Looks like we're either going black because we got a few black cards, or there's going to be some sort of maybe like a Naiad deck thing going on here because we got Catildas and Wolf Lords. Get to look at the cards that line up. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll definitely have like a box opening, probably a draft booster box opening of this set soon because. Yeah, I mean, initially, I don't know if I was that hyped about it, but like looking at the spoiler a little bit more, like there's some really nice green cards. Obviously, there's stuff like Ren 7, but even some of the rares I was looking at are pretty exciting. There's like the new Tireless Tracker, looks pretty fun, and a few other ones. So, anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this look at the pre-release kit for Innistrad Midnight Hunt.